Welcome to another Let's Talk Tuesday. My name is Cherry, and I am here on behalf of Deeper Life Gospel Center's social media team. Shout out to my girls and all the social media team. Hey, everybody. And listen, y'all, we just want to give a big shout out and say happy birthday to Pastor Wade Bill Sr. Hey, Pastor.
Happy birthday, Pastor.
If you would like to bless him, monetarily, you can go to our website, dlgc.org, and you can look for the area that says Pastor's Gift, and you can give him, something monetarily if you would like to do that. Also, if you want to give him like a physical, actual gift, there's safe drop off, no contact drop off at the church. So yeah, hey Pastor, we see you. Happy birthday. So today we have a very special guest, and I'm excited to have her on the show. I've been wanting her to be on the show for a little while. I'm so glad she agreed to it. Everybody give it up for Lisa Kellam.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. Glad to be here.
For being with us. So exciting. So look, today, y'all, we are going to talk about how to get God's attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like often we talk about how God gets our attention. We talk about that a lot, and we know about that and are very aware. But Lisa, how do you feel like, you get God's attention?
How do I get God's attention? I think mainly by living the way He wants me to live, by responding to situations the way He would respond, and not the way I think I should respond.
WWJD.
Right.
I heard that. So Sunday, Pastor Bill talked about this, and he brought out a few points. What were there any, of those points that he talked about that kind of resonated with you as far as how, certain people in the Bible got God's attention?
Yeah, I think the biggest one was selective attention, which was the first one he talked about. It said the ability to focus even when distractions are present. Because I think today everything's a distraction. Even COVID-19 is a distraction. And God gave us direction. I was saying in the beginning of the year, He gave Deeper Life direction to complete the projects, and that's where our focus should be. But then came this, right? And everybody's been trying to figure it out and determine how they should be living and how to live through it and that kind of thing. And but Pastor was saying we've kind of put our projects on the back burner, and we have to pick that back up and we have to move forward with them. So
yeah, I
yeah.
definitely, yeah, it got crazy. COVID, just took us all by surprise, and the whole year of project completion just fizzled on out. It's like we even stopped talking about it. Like we just stopped talking about the year of project completion, and everything just turned into COVID. Everything was a COVID conversation.
I think for some of us, but I still tried to stay focused on some things. Um, I was working on rebuilding credit. And so, over the months or whatnot, I was running reports and checking things off and making sure I was watching that they changed certain things that didn't belong on there any longer. And so there were certain steps, you can't take all the steps because you can only do what you can do from inside the home, basically. But I think there's certain steps you can focus on, like the planning part of it, that we still can be doing. And then until you have the opportunity to actually move forward on that, but you still got to plan it out,
That's true. That's definitely something we can be doing. Some people are still at home and still kind of in quarantine and doing everything from home, and some people have gone back to work. But,
Yeah.
Regardless of which one of those people that, some of you are watching may be, planning is such a big key to success. Like you have to plan if you want to be successful, and whatever it is you're going to do. And a good time to plan, I definitely think during this whole situation has been, this has been a good time to plan, because basically you and your thoughts at your house. So
Right.
y'all might as well brainstorm, you and your thoughts, and come up with a plan, and let God help you execute that plan.
Right. I think, you have your plan and then you present it to Him and let Him fine tune it and make sure it's really the plan. Because we think we have our plan, but really we're here to serve Him and to assist Him in His work. So our plan has to fit into His plan.
Yeah,
So,
sure. You are so
yeah.
right. But you mentioned about just, and Pastor mentioned about living right gets God's attention. Living right, it just gets his
Mm-hmm.
attention. And it also makes makes it so that you're able to bring back, bring up some things about your behavior and things that you've been doing and how you've been living to God to get His attention. You can bring that stuff up if you living right. You can't just be out here doing whatever and then be like, remember God, I know I did all this crazy stuff. Remember that one little, that one little. No, we have to listen. Out of a 90% and a 10%, we got to try to, as much as we can, do the 90%, of just trying to be right. I didn't say being right. All we can do is try, because we only human beings in this world. But I think
And then
is worth a lot.
And then it's kind of like insurance for us. I think he brought up Hezekiah having something to fall back on. Like when he was ill, he was able to turn his face to the wall. And he was able to cry out to the Lord and remind him of how he had served him and how he had lived a life that was pleasing to God, and God honored that. So even our service where we think is maybe little or nothing, because it's a regular thing, like serving on the doors as greeters or something like that, or picking up a piece of paper in the sanctuary, all that's unto God. All that's a service unto him. And he I believe, he accepts this, he keeps count of it, keeps record of it. And when we are there for him, he'll be there for us. He's always there for us, but he'll make some things happen that wouldn't normally happen for us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. That's such a good point of like the little things that we do to serve God. I think everybody, sometimes, not everybody, but just sometimes people think things are supposed to be so grand.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, just the people who, shout out to the people who volunteered to sanitize our church after.
Exactly.
If you haven't been to our church, we have softly opened back up, and
Mm-hmm.
our church is sanitized before and after service. And there are volunteers who do that. And to me, that's a way to get God's attention. If y'all think that they're getting God's attention by volunteering to do that? They don't have to do that. They can go home, take a nap, go get something to eat. They don't have to stay after. They don't even have to stay, especially in this environment, because it's already weird, you trying to protect yourself with your mask and everything, and do everything you have to do in whatever environment you go in. But then to stay there longer than you have to sanitize, I believe that's getting God's attention. Like he sees that, and
For sure.
he's seeing it too. It's not gonna go in vain. Some people can. God is not that. I thank God he is not like people, because people can see you do stuff and never say anything. I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. I did notice that you picked up that piece of paper off and it's not, and I'm not saying that that's because these are bad people. Sometimes it just slips your mind. Sometimes you're just busy, but God sees everything that we do, everything that we do. And that we do for him, for others, for us.
Right.
Stuff that we do for him is what counts the most. That's what's going to last. Like, that's what's the most rewarding, is the stuff that you do for God.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do everything to God, like the Bible says, listen, you be popping. I'm telling you, y'all be wondering.
Yeah, I think Pastor pointed out receiving an eternal reward. Not only comes from serving the Lord and doing, the task that he assigns us to do. A lot of times we might think we know what's right. We know how to maneuver through the situation or help somebody out. But unless it's the way he had designed and planned it to go, it's not going to work out for us. It's not going to work out for them. And we're not going to get any credit for it. And we're not going to be doing the good we think we're doing, because it's all got to fall in place with his plan. So
yeah, what's funny, I was thinking about how like there's people who are just good, like good people, like we all know somebody that's just a good person, but I've met like people that I consider really nice and good people. I mean, like, would give you the shirt off their back, like, and you hear people say that about people. I know people like that, but I also have never had any kind of conversation with them about God, or I don't know if they have a relationship with God. I don't know if they go to church. Like they've never expressed any interest in that direction. But they're a good person. But I just feel like that kind of stuff don't get God's attention, because you can be doing good to be doing good, but I feel like when you are obedient to God and you just let him lead you, let him flow through you, and let him, tell you who to give to, and when to give and when not to do something. Those are the things, that matter, those are the things that matter. Not I just did something good because I just feel like it. No, like when you do good for God, unto God. It's somewhere in the Bible where it says that do everything you do unto God. Like if you gonna eat a piece of chicken, you need to thank God for that chicken. If you're gonna,
always be grateful.
yeah, if you gonna clean your bathroom, clean it like Jesus about to go in there and use it. Like just he
It's
sees
kind of funny how you should say, those people that are good like that. It's kind of like they have they have the end result, but they don't know where it originated from. You know,
Hmm.
God is the barometer. What He says is the barometer for us to measure everything to be good or evil. You know, and it's kind of, I guess, because they don't have the full knowledge of Him. They don't get the full benefits. They may do something good, but like you say, unless they receive Him and are saved, then it's not going to be of any benefit to them.
Wow. So
So,
basically, what you're saying is, you might think you out here got everything, doing good, just like the guy in the Bible where he came, he asked and said, well, what can I do, to be in the kingdom? Like he was like, I want in on it. Like you talk about just a person who got nothing to do
with the rich young ruler.
The rich young ruler, he rich. He living his life, y'all. He living his best life. I'm telling you, he out here like rolling. Like if he was in this day, he would have the big old house, all the cars, and probably all the women he want, and all the stuff that rich people do. I do not know, but God said that he need to go sell all his stuff. The young rich ruler.
Yeah. I might be wrong with the ruler part, but I know he was rich, and I know he said he had done everything since he was a youth. He had followed the commandments and that kind of thing. But what else could he do? He knew it wasn't enough.
Right.
He
That's
Jesus asked him, what else do I need to add to this? And what we found, he couldn't part with the money. He couldn't part with what he thought was security for him. But our security is in Jesus.
It is. And
is
y'all,
in God.
listen, if you're watching this and you got money, you balling, good for you. That's amazing to be successful in that way in this life. But there's so much more to your life than just balling and having all the money and all the stuff. There's so much more to life than that, and so much more satisfaction. I know it don't seem like it right now, but I really believe that guy in the Bible who said, what more can I do? I believe that, God was calling for him. God was, God wants you. He wants to be in a relationship with you. And I believe he didn't just come up with that. Like, let me go see what else I can do. Cause no, there was an unction that caused him to ask that. And when you feel that unction, don't ignore it and don't be scared. I know that's kind of a scary story because it's like, oh, well, God told him to sell all this stuff. Okay, so what? It's just stuff. Just think about all the stuff that people have had that done caught on fire, whole house burned down, floods, all this, and then they just get all the stuff again. Like, it's just stuff, y'all. Honestly, it really is. It's not even that serious. You know why? Because God don't run out of stuff. Not for you. He don't run out of stuff. Because there's a saying, and you probably heard it, what God has for you, it's for you. That's real. That's a real thing. He has treasure stored up for you. He's just waiting on you to come on. Like Pastor Bell said, come on home.
Right. I think he honed in on that at the end, saying how important it is for us, even though we may have made mistakes and we may have walked away and kind of turned our backs on God, that we're always welcome back home. All we got to do is come back to the Father and repent and kind of just confess our sins. And the Father is always there with open arms for us, wanting and waiting for us to return, and happy and so happy, ready to celebrate that we're back. And I think some people have a hard time forgiving themselves, and they really need to get past themselves and just think about what's right to do and just do what's right, you know. And I remember Pastor saying sometimes just do things, just do it afraid. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how things are going to turn out, if you turn it and make this turn back to Christ, just make the turn anyway, and let Him, show you how good it's going to be and how it's going to turn out for your good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So I have a
kind
question.
of good to come back. Okay.
I have a question for you. He mentioned some things about coming to church and gathering again. And how are you feeling about coming, being able to gather, like being, because I don't know if you all know that, but me and Sister Lisa sing on praise team together, so we've been kind of through this whole situation. Just the praise team will come in and sing, and it was nobody in the sanctuary, but now it's people in there.
Mhm.
We're part of the people too sometimes. So how do you feel? Like, how is this feeling for you, like to have people in the congregation or be in the congregation?
For me, it's exciting. Um, I'm happy that everyone is returning and coming back. I was grateful just to be able to be there while they weren't there. When we didn't have an open house, I was grateful to God that He saw fit that I had something to do, that I was still able to be in the house. You know, that's just incredible to me. And so, I'm comfortable with other people being there because, like I said, this COVID-19 is a distraction. And ideally, we need to have wisdom. But He said, when you in getting wisdom, get understanding too. So we learn how to live with it. It's like God doesn't take us out of the situation, but He takes us through it. He's right here with us. So, what are we fearful of? What are we fearful of? We have to operate in faith, and we have to go forward. As Pastor said, we have to go forward. So if He's assigned us to do something, we should be doing it, and having faith in Him, because He's the one taking care of us. A lot of times I would go out, and you have this this thing that you do now, this process that you go through, how to stay clean, how to sanitize things and whatnot. And then sometimes, I might get in my vehicle, I'm like, did I sanitize my hands when I first got in here, or did I forget, and then I go and I do it, but the order might be out of order, you know what I'm saying? But then you have to remind yourself, it's not you that's really keeping you clean and what you that's keeping you protected. It's the Lord that's doing it. We're going through the motions, and we're doing the work, but we have faith, that it's going to take us to the end, that we are the outcome that we're looking for, that we're going to be safe and we're going to be secure. And we can be an example, with our faith, that God is a protector, and then, and it's good to serve Him. There's benefits to it,
Yeah,
there's benefits to it.
for sure. And I'm glad that we know that wisdom and understanding go hand in hand, because there was a time where everybody was, well, everybody is a broad way to put it. Some people were just saying that, oh, well, if you're a Christian, what you wearing a mask for? God gonna protect you, so you shouldn't be wearing a mask. That
It's
means,
kind of how like Satan tempted Jesus, right?
yeah, like you
It's like, okay, you protected, so just act crazy. Just
know,
act crazy.
and it is. That's exactly what.
What do you say? Don't tempt God.
Listen, we ain't calling nobody Satan. Now, if you said that, we're not saying you Satan, but we're just saying that it just reminds us of that moment in the Bible where the devil tempted Jesus. If you God's son, jump on off of here. He gonna catch you anyway. That's
And I
what
was
you saying when you say, well, if you God's daughter or son in this world, then what you wearing a mask for? Just go on out there, you'll be all right. No.
And I was thinking about that word understanding when we all started talking about this. It's kind of understanding to me is kind of like almost like air and food is like a necessity somehow with humans. It's like if we so like with COVID-19, so they teach us, well, how can you contract it, how can you keep yourself safe and that kind of thing. And with knowing that and understanding it more, then we're able to cope with it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to, it's like the fear kind of just it kind of goes away, you know what I'm saying, because you understand in the same way. Like when people understand you, it's just something in us. Like if somebody understands what I'm trying to say, they get me, I feel better as a person, you know what I'm saying. Otherwise trying to always explain myself or something like that, it's just something about that word understanding that is really important to have. It just relaxes us as humans
Yeah,
somehow.
I agree. It's just it makes you just thank you. Listen, it's a song out there. It said, "What I need from you is understanding." Huh? But on that note, maybe you heard it, maybe you haven't. But understanding is very important. And like you said, I never thought about it like that. It just makes you feel better when someone understands you. Everybody not gonna understand, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
it seems like we're always trying to make a point or something to get to be understood. But we need understanding in order just kind of to, like I say, to relax and go and then go to the other side. Like Jesus will tell you to go to the other side. He'll tell you complete the project, but all this chaos is going on in between. And we feel somehow we cope better when we have a grip and understanding. If we can say, okay, we know this and that about it,
Mm,
then for some reason we can move forward. So
yeah.
God said in all things, and get wisdom, and then in getting wisdom, get that understanding. So it's something to something to that understanding. But
I agree, y'all, and that's your word for today. Understanding.
understanding, and
Yep.
then follow it with faith. For the part you don't know, you still don't know, follow it with faith.
Yes, yes. And on that note, we are going to wrap this up. And this has been so awesome. Thank you so much, Sister Lisa, for coming and just sharing your wisdom and your knowledge and your thoughts with everybody. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, this is awesome. And listen, if you want to continue to watch Let's Talk Tuesday, or if this is your first time watching, hey, we do this every Tuesday. We come on here, we talk about, the message that Pastor Bill preached the Sunday prior to Tuesday. And we just, talk about it just like regular people, and and how it applies to our lives, and how are we going to take what we learn from Sunday and use it, and how you can take it and use it. And I hope that you were encouraged by something that was said in this conversation. And we want to invite you to join the conversation. Get in that comment section. Let us know how do you get God's attention, because I'm curious. I want to know, because everybody's relationship with him is different. So comment,
Right.
let us know, talk to us. We want to talk with you as well, okay? And if you haven't already, make sure you like and follow us on Facebook. It's at DLGC on Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Deeper Life Gospel Center. And follow us on Instagram at Deeper Life GC. Yeah, look, we all up in the social medias, okay? We done upgraded. And so follow us on all the stuff. Okay. And also, don't forget to join Pastor Bill this Thursday for interactive Bible study, and that goes on Facebook, and you can interact with him through the comment section. So he's going to be teaching Bible study, but he's also going to interact with you by asking you questions, and looking forward to your answers in the comments. So join him this Thursday, and also join us this coming Sunday, where we will have communion for First Sunday. So please make sure you know, like, we want to invite you to have communion with us. And don't worry about if you don't have all the perfect everything and this and that. And, some people may have communion packets. If you don't, grab you a little piece of a cracker, a little piece of bread, get you some grape juice, and
Mhm.
please, because communion is very important. And make sure you join us Sunday, and you can learn a little more about it. Okay? So we will see you next week for another Let's
Let's
Talk
talk
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Woo!